Hello, my name is Manny Kapoor, Accessory Brand Manager for Wrangler. Today I'd like to introduce the Wrangler JPP 20. So in our portfolio we have a large number of accessories, and when they come together you get beautiful vehicles like this. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So here we got our brand new JPP bumper. You notice that's a little narrower. We've tapered the ends for a little more clearance. It's winch capable. We've added our grille guard, and the grille guard acts as two purposes. One, to protect the winch, but allows you to add additional accessories, kind of like our lights. So these lights, they add a lot more clarity when you're out on the trails. You wouldn't believe it, but these put out almost 8,000 lumens each. It's unheard of. You can take them underwater. Great accessories for your vehicle. Another signature accessory is our Mac grille. Moving around, we've added some graphics. One of my favorite accessories, rock rail. When you're hitting the trails and you want to take it a little bit further, you want to do a little bit more, you want some additional protection, you're going to want to have these rock rails. The neat feature, they're a little bit wider, and we've put on a non-slip coating, so if you wanted to get up to the top, it can almost act as a step. On the inside, we've got our mats, and they're really neat because they got the high walls, topographical map of Moab, and the neat feature is they've got a drain plug, so if you want to wash them out while in vehicle, certainly a possibility. We've added our Tuscany catskin leather seats with our embroidery JPP logo on it. Another favorite accessory is these tube doors, highly sought after, 2-inch round steel, a lot of attention to detail in terms of the design cues, and if you're one of those who like to be out on the trails and maybe remove the doors but looking for that extra sense of security, these are a great product to have. On the top we got our mesh bonnet to keep some of the elements off your head. You're getting that fresh air feel, but a little bit of additional protection. Moving around to the back, we've included our B-lock wheels on BFG KM3s, mud terrain tire to give you a little additional grip. Supporting that is our 2-inch lift kit, partnered with Fox, 2.5-inch aluminum body shocks to give you the best on-road and off-road experience. And finally, on the rear, we've included our hinge gate reinforcement to protect the swing gate from any additional weight added from larger tires, whether it be a 35 or a 37-inch tire. We've added our JPP fuel door. These are just a few of the accessories, and there's always more. We got a great catalog of accessories. If you're looking for any of these accessories or additional accessories, please see your dealer.
Good morning. So, appreciate you coming over here and spending a little time with Mopar this morning. Normally I talk a little bit about Mopar's role within the FCA company, and that role is being our service, parts, and customer care brand. But we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to focus on one thing only today, and we're going to talk about our accessories and our performance parts. And it's a big thing, and it's a big deal, because when you look at the industry, it's a $46 billion industry in North America alone. So when I say 46 billion, you can know, hey, it's important to Mopar. And what's also important is our approach to the business. Our approach to the accessories business is focused on what we do, and that's a focus on the customer. Coming up with the needs and advantages that are for the customer, and then to create those advantages in the products and the offerings that we come up with. And it's those advantages that we create that really separate Mopar from the other aftermarket suppliers. And some of those key things that really make it different, and I can go through, is like how is Mopar really truly different? It's three critical things. The first one is that Mopar accessories are quality tested. They are designed by the same team that develops and creates the vehicles. And lastly, they're factory backed. The second thing of importance is that Mopar accessories have exact fit, finish, and function. And that comes through the quality and design standards that we create. Something, again, that the aftermarket can't match. And the third thing that you looked as being a key difference and advantage that we provide to the customer is the fact that we go through a very stringent quality testing and validation process. And I think a couple key examples when you think about what those criteria are will let you know how and why we're different. The first one is mileages. We test these components at over 150,000 of everyday type use, both on-road and off-road. We also test it for temperatures from as low as 40 degrees Fahrenheit to as high as 203 degrees Fahrenheit. We also test the vehicles from a corrosion standpoint. Our corrosion testing validation processes go up to equivalent of 10 years of life of the part. So you can be guaranteed they're not going to fade and they're not going to be corroded. And then one of the more important things of what we do from our testing and our validation is our impact compliant testing. It's regulatory requirements. We do it, others do not. So that's another key factor to consider. And lastly, the other thing for consideration in terms of our approach to this is, and in today's vehicles, the technological advantages continue to come and come and come. Well, all of our testing, all of our validation ensures all the electrical components, all of the systems are integrated and they function purposefully, okay? So those are key advantages that we bring to the marketplace that no other competitor out there from an after-sales standpoint can do. And those are advantages that we do for a reason, because it's important to our customers, and that's why we do it. Another, I think, key advantage that we're able to bring every single day is our partnership with our family of brands within FCA. Our partnerships with Fiat, Alfa Romeo, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep are really a cornerstone of how we go about the business as well. So every single day, we're interacting, planning, working with those brands to come up with components and accessories that meet what their customers are looking for as well. So we work very closely with our brands in that approach. And probably I'd say, and no disrespect to any of the other brands, we got a pretty good relationship with our friends within the Jeep brand. About 8 years ago, we started with a little bit of a different approach with Jeep brand, and that was to come up with a line of products which we now call Jeep Performance Parts. And that was designed to have exact parts that off-roaders were looking for, to cater to them and create those type of accessories that those customers are looking for. And I'd say over the last 8 years, it's been a pretty good success. I kind of measure it in a couple ways. First of all, the portfolio now has over 200 accessories of Jeep Performance Parts in the mix now. And then when you look at the vehicle, the Jeep Wrangler, more than 90% of Wranglers go out with at least one Mopar accessory on them. And customers are spending more than $700 on a Wrangler in terms of accessorizing it. And now, the newest addition to the Jeep brand portfolio, the Jeep Gladiator, which is like a perfect blend of the SUV and a truck. We're north of $1,000 in terms of what consumers are spending on that particular vehicle. So I kind of like being in that Groundhog Day every single day. So, so those are some key things that we look at in terms of why it's important in this relationship with our brands and what we do with Jeep. And I think the last thing of importance I would like to call out from a Mopar standpoint in our approach to the accessories business is in North America we have 14 Mopar custom shops. Those custom shops are installing accessories every single day, so when the vehicles reach the dealerships, the accessories are already installed. Those custom shops last year in 2019 processed more than 440,000 vehicles with an accessory. And I'm proud to say that this vehicle that's under the wraps here is going to be processed through our Mopar custom shop in Toledo, Ohio. So with that, Bill, if you'll give me a hand here, I think it's time to take the wraps off of this and introduce to you here today the limited edition Jeep Wrangler JPP 20. Okay, so thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Kim Mathers to come up here and talk a little bit more about the JPP 20. Kim?
Hi, good morning everybody. Thank you, Mark. So thank you all for being here with us today. I'm going to take you through some of the product specifics on the JPP 20 Wrangler. But before I do, I just wanted to spend a minute talking about something that Mark referenced, and that's the figure of 90%. So 90% of all of the Wranglers that are sold today have at least one accessory, Mopar or Jeep Performance Parts. That's a pretty incredible stat. Now, a lot of our customers like to, it's really a testament to the ability of the Wrangler to be really a blank slate. Our customers like to do any number of modifications to their vehicles, be it aesthetic improvements, lifestyle enhancements to make the vehicle better functionally for what they need to do in their work or their personal lives, or of course with the Wrangler off-road enhancements, functional improvements. And to that, they look to a lot of our Jeep Performance Parts components to be able to get that enhanced functionality. So Some of our customers like to take their time with their builds, with their customizations. They like to do them component by component, as their time, as their budget permits, or maybe as their vision for their project unfolds. But we also have customers who don't want to take that approach. They see some of our Mopar accessories and our Jeep performance parts on some of our concept vehicles, like the Gladiator Gravity over there, and they tell us they want it. They want it all, and they want it done in an easier way. They want it immediately when they purchase the vehicle. And so the JPP 20 Wrangler is our answer to those most passionate off-road consumers. I'll take you through some of the components on the vehicle. We start with a Sport S model, and we add many of our Mopar accessories and Jeep performance parts that really enhance the off-road capability of the vehicle. So where you are all sitting, you can see lighting is a key element of the vehicle. So 5-inch lights forward of the A-pillars, and our 7-inch lights forward of our Mopar black grille. Of course, lighting is critical when you're off-roading at night, so you want a lot of power and you need a wide path. And so our Mopar LEDs tied into the auxiliary switches on the center console get you there. Just to give you an idea of context, our front lights, these 7-inch, give you about 4 times the power of the regular production LEDs on high beam, so immense lighting power. Below the lights, we have our new JPP Mopar winch capable bumper, of course, capably sporting a custom worn winch. Below that, we have a steel skid plate. Again, because this is the first JPP model we've ever done, incidentally, it's the first in a long line of Mopar special editions. So we've been doing these for about a decade, most recently the Mopar 19 at the end of last year. But it's the first on a Wrangler, the first on a Jeep, and the first with a focus on a different kind of performance, off-roading. So we're really trying to celebrate the JPP brand. We have JPP logos on driver's side, metal badge, rear passenger fender, and we've also carried that JPP branding through to the interior of the vehicle. So when you get a chance after this event, climb through the vehicle, check it out. But we have custom perforated leather seats, JPP logo, and also one on the IP badge. With the Wrangler, of course, that open air feel, the ability to be able to immerse yourself in the environment is a key feature, and something that we're really taking to the next level with the JPP 20. So, mesh sunbonnet gives you some shade protection and also protection from debris when you're out on the trail. And our 2-inch steel tube doors with our new Mopar mirrors really allow you to enjoy that experience of being out in the open air to the greatest degree. So because we have off-roading as a key element of this vehicle, we also have rock sliders and our Mopar JPP 2-inch lift kit. So Mark spoke a bit about what makes us different from the aftermarket, and our 2-inch lift kit is probably one of the best examples in our portfolio of that. So designed and developed over 150,000 miles of tuning and validation. Of course, it gets you more ground clearance. Of course, it gets you about 25% more axle articulation. But what's really different and special about our JPP lift kit is that it gets you that increased off-road ability, but without any adverse impacts to on-road handling. Because for the vast majority of our customers, they still need to drive to the trail. So it really makes our lift kit special. Now the way that we're going to execute this model, again, our customers told us that they wanted it as easy as possible. So the vast majority of these parts are going to be installed on the vehicle by the time it gets to the dealer. That'll either be done at the Toledo assembly plant or one of our Mopar custom shops that Mark had mentioned. Our custom shops, again, we have 14 throughout North America. They're really a great way for us to be able to get our accessories and Jeep performance parts on vehicles before they get to dealers. They're good for low volume parts with high degrees of complexity or craftsmanship to install, parts that maybe have longer processing times that aren't at all compatible for production environments. So we have a lot more flexibility in our Mopar custom shops to get these parts on the vehicle. So again, vast majority of parts will be on the vehicle by the time they get to the dealer. For the last step of customization, namely lights, lift kit, wheels and tires, customers will work with their Jeep dealership and their local factory chain tech to get those on the vehicle. As part of the JPP 20 owner's kit, there will be a credit for such. Because we know there is so much subjectivity and personal preference when it comes to wheels and tires, especially in the off-road community, we're going to include a credit for one of our 5 available JPP off-road wheels. So all 17-inch, all with a 12mm offset to allow you to package a lot more tire in that wheelhouse. So again, JPP 20 is our first Mopar Jeep Performance Parts Special Edition. So very excited to be able to share the details of it with you today. 2020 is going to be a big year for JPP, so more to come from us, so stay tuned. And with that, I would invite you all to come on up and check out the JPP 20 Wrangler.